My brethren, I trust that you are having a great day today. God has been good to us. As I woke up this morning, I find myself just giving God thanks for taking care of me and for taking care of you. We are in this devotion, and I'm trying to encourage the listeners to just trust in God. He will take care of you. And I'm using the servant Elijah, where God sent him to go and hide himself, take a break. And at the end of that break, God is telling him it's over. It's time now to get up. You may have been down. You may have been pleading. It is time to rise. The songwriter, Sibylla D. Martin, the song entitled God Will Take Care of You. The second stanza, all you may need, He will provide. God will take care of you. His word can never be denied. God will take care of you. God will take care of you through every day. Over all the way, He will take care of you. God will take care of you. The songwriter did not say God might take care of you, but the songwriter did say God will take care of you. Oh, He promised. If we would live our lives according to His word, we will have the results according to His word. Here's a man that God has spoken to. His name is Elijah. And as we go in the word and get words from the word and share with you, you're going to see how God took care of him. And we're going to use him as an example of how God takes care of His children. God told him that it is time to get up from where he was and move on to another place. It was time for him to get from by the brook Cherub, where God took care of him for 1 year. He never put a pot on the fire. He never went anywhere to pump water. God took care of him. He never killed an animal, but God took care of him. He had meat and bread, food to eat every day. God used ravens to bring it to him. And he was down by the brook, just down there. This time, it is not Cherub by the brook, but at Zarephath. There is where he needs to be. There is where He has made an arrangement for him. And when we want God to take care of us, we must always be careful that we are in the place that where God can take care of us. The place where God would have us to be to take care of us. And sometimes it is not in the place that we want to be. Zarephath is the place where God wants him to be. There is where He has made an arrangement for him. He was not only to pass through there, but the scripture tells us that he must dwell there. We are also told that God said to him, a widow will take care of you there. Now that message was clear, and that message was plain. And now the servant of God understood it so well and so carefully and realized that God took care of him for an entire year without the help of anybody. Without hesitation, he arose and off he went to Zarephath. His reason for going there was twofold. One, the brook dried up. And sometimes God dries up the brook where we are to get us to the place where He would have us to be. Sometimes that brook may be the job. Sometimes that brook may be a lifestyle. But God dries it up to get us to where He wants us to be. The second reason was that God told him to go there. So it was that the brook dried up one, and then God told him to go there. And as I look at that, I call that obedience. Today, your brook may not be a place that provides water, but it may be the place where you're supposed to be fed physically or spiritually. Come with me, and let's notice some things about him and his stay there. The first thing I want to bring to your attention is the request of the man of God. the request of the man of God. He was obedient. He gone to where God told him to go, and now he is there, and there is a request. In 1 Kings 17, verse 10, 11, and 12, here's what the scripture said. So he arose and went to Zarephath. Is that obedience? Yes, that is obedience. And when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there gathering of sticks. And he called to her and said, Fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel that I may drink. And as she was going to fetch it, he called to her and said, Bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thine hand. And she said, As the Lord thy God liveth, I have not a cake, but a handful of meal in a barrel, and a little oil in a cruse. And behold, I'm gathering these 2 sticks, that I may go in and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat it and die. Now, I cannot say he knew that this was the one to take care of him. But to find out, the way to find out is to ask. He being very polite, he called and said, Please, can I have a cup of water, a glass of water, some water to drink? We are not told how far he traveled or how long he traveled from the brook to Zarephath, but it must have been a good distance. Bear in mind, no water anywhere in the land because it is a drought. No doubt in my mind he was thirsty. Why? Because there was no water where he left from. There must be water to sustain him there. He said a widow will sustain you there. So there must be water. Not only that I found that he was thirsty, he was also hungry. So he asked for something to eat. Now this caused the widow to let him know how it was with her and how it was with her pantry. She went for the water without saying anything, but when he asked for the cake, she told him, that now is a different kettle of fish. For only a little flour I got, enough to make a cake for me and my son. And I've already decided this is going to be the last one. And after we eat it, there is nothing to make a cake for tomorrow or any days thereafter. And I don't know where we are going to get food from. So we are going to eat this and die. She made up her mind, this is the end. We have reached to the bottom of the barrel. That leads me to ask you a question. How is it at home where you are? Bear in mind, I told you, the Spirit of God led me here today. What's left in your cabinet? What do you have in your purse or in your pocketbook? Are you down to the last? What will you do next? What are you thinking of doing? How much oil is in that bottle? Do you drain it? How things are with you? You say, Pastor, things are not good today. God sent me to you today to tell you, be not dismayed, whatever betide, God will take care of you. Here's what you need to do. Make sure that you have a relationship with God because he's about to speak to you. And listen to what he is saying to you because things are going to change. Things will change when you understand what he is saying and when you become obedient to what he is saying. Things are not going to be the way how you see them. God will change them if you give him honor and if you give him glory. If you determine to live for him, he will make sure that you live. He will live through you so you can live for him. So don't you give up. Whatever you're thinking on doing that's not right, I want you to know God is right there and he has the answer. My time is up, but I got to come back and share with you the reply that she gave when he asked her for this cake. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for sharing. You may know somebody or you may not even know who the person is, but God is laying on your heart to share this devotion with somebody who will share it with somebody else who will share it with the person that needs to hear it most. Who knows? The person may be thinking like this widow, this is the end of life. May be thinking of taking their own life. Please, let's get this word to such a person that God will take care of you. Thank you for helping me. We love you. We praise you. You've been a good audience. And God has been good to us. We give him glory for who he is and for what he has done. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll be back and add to this devotion next morning.